Over the last few decades, binge eating has become a rather common problem in many affluent societies around the world. Binge eating is different from having a little bit too much food at mealtimes. There's a distinctive, compulsive state of mind you go into when you binge, where you fixate on the food and the consequences don't matter. And you might find yourself finishing off whole cartons of ice cream, family-sized buckets of fast food, or whatever the food is that you typically binge on. And while you might notice a few moments of pleasure in the first couple of mouthfuls, most binge eaters describe binging as like being in a zoned-out, trance-like state where they hardly even notice the taste of what they're eating, far less enjoy it, followed by a strong feeling of guilt and regret when they're done. Many people know hours in advance that they're going to binge. Perhaps you've sometimes noticed yourself fantasizing about what food you're going to buy on the way home for a binging session later on. Also, binging is usually done in secret and kept hidden from colleagues, friends, or family members. One woman I worked with had a stash of chocolate that she hid in her bathroom cupboard to keep her binging a secret from her husband. Another client would drive to a different town to go to a fast food restaurant where nobody knew her. So what's going on here? Why do you binge? Well, first of all, binge eating induces a distinct altered state of consciousness, just like any compulsive pattern, like binge drinking, sex addiction, or compulsive gambling. Neuroscientists have found that the same chemicals are released in the brains of compulsive gamblers or binge eaters when they act on their compulsion, as in the brains of people who are addicted to amphetamines and cocaine. So binging can establish a negative cycle of anticipating the binging, going into that trance-like binging state, gorging yourself, feeling guilty afterwards, and after a while wanting to escape those guilty feelings with another binge. It may be that you find some areas of your life unsatisfying or difficult, perhaps in your work or your relationships, or you may have negative beliefs about yourself, and the intense altered state of consciousness you get during binging can be a way of temporarily escaping those unpleasant thoughts and feelings, even though ultimately it leaves you feeling worse. Also, an unhealthy diet filled with high sugar sodas and junk food can destabilize your blood sugar levels and make you more prone to binging, as can an extreme low-calorie weight loss diet. So there may be aspects of your general diet you need to address, and ways you need to start managing your stress levels and your work-life balance better. Now, you already know that ultimately binging doesn't actually make you feel better, because if you think about the guilt, the secretiveness, and the shame you have to carry around all the time about the binging, it's a really bad trade. Those few brief moments of pleasure each binge might give you are far outweighed by the negative impact on your health and peace of mind. But knowing the truth of this doesn't by itself instantly change things, which is why this session is going to use a powerful hypnotic process to help you transform that binging pattern so that you're free from being pushed around and controlled by it anymore.